So I've been seeing them everywhere, and you probably have too. They've been popping up all over social media, and today we're going to take a look at how to make one, and that's a magnetic bookmark. That's coming up. Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Reach. This is Weaver Leather Supply. Today we're going to take a look at one of the projects that's been popping up all over social media and the little craft sites. They pop up everywhere, and it's the magnetic bookmarks. Now these things are popular because number one, they're really useful, and number two, they're really versatile. You can make them out of veg tan, chrome tan, oil tan. You can put conchos on them. You can put the heavy duty magnets in them, the lightweight magnets. You can make them really thin. Really, they're up to whatever your style is. But today we're going to be making them out, or we're going to be making it out of this beautiful Crazy Horse leather from Weaver. This is one of my favorite leathers. It's soft, it's supple, it feels wonderful in the hand, and that's what we're going to be making it out of today. First thing that we need to do is actually get the pattern onto the Crazy Horse. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to simply tape your pattern to a piece of poster board and then cut it out here. Then we can lay this on top of the Crazy Horse and use our awl to lightly scribe in that line so we know where our pattern, our project is going to be. Once you've got it traced in, go ahead and cut out the pattern, but you'll notice I'm not cutting right on that line. I'm leaving a little bit extra leather all the way around it, and that's for a very specific reason I'll show you later, but you're gonna need 2 pieces of leather that size. Once it's traced onto the leather, we're going to grab a pair of magnets. These are 12 millimeters each, and the first thing you're going to want to do is mark the sides that should face each other. The last thing we want is to get the project finished and find out that the magnets are pushing away from each other instead of pulling together. On the back side of the leather, you should be able to see a very light line where you scribed in the pattern for the project. Now what we want to do is we're going to grab our magnets and some leather cement, and we're going to center those magnets in each end of the project. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll mess with them a little bit more in a minute and really center them up. But for now, place them as closely as you can in the center of each end of the project and just glue them down with some leather cement. Once you've got them where you want them, let's go ahead and add a coating of leather cement over the template, over the project. Now, we don't want to cover the entire piece of leather, just where the project is going to be, and you don't have to go crazy with the glue, but do make sure that you get enough on there that when we put the 2 pieces of leather, the glue's really going to bond them together. Once that's done, go ahead and put the 2 pieces of leather together. We want the finished side out on the top and the bottom. I'm going to be using a bone folder to work the leather together and really make sure that glue gets down in the fibers of the leather and to shape the leather around the magnets. But if you don't have a bone folder, you can use your thumb or a spoon or anything like that. Just, we want something that we can put some pressure on that's not going to leave a mark on the leather. If your magnets are off center, this is the perfect time to reposition them. I'm going to be using my wing dividers to confirm that they're as close to the center as I can get them. Now you might be wondering why I didn't just use my wing dividers to center those magnets up before we put the 2 pieces of leather together. And the truth is, I did. I tried that. And I realized about a half second late that my wing dividers are made out of metal and magnets are attracted to metal. And yeah, you can see where this is going. It didn't work out so well. Once you've got the magnets where you want them, just keep using your bone folder or your spoon or whatever it is you're using to really press the leather in around the magnets. We want to stretch that leather and really give the glue an opportunity to bond, which is going to hold those magnets in place for us. Once you're happy with that, set it aside, let the glue dry. Take a half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. We really want that glue to set up so the two pieces of leather bond together. Now, as I'm cutting it out, you're gonna see why I use two oversized pieces of leather. Instead of cutting them out individually and then trying to glue them together and match them up perfectly and worry about them sliding around, it's a lot easier to leave a little bit of extra leather there, glue them together, and then cut both sides out at the same time. Once you've got it cut out, you may want to take it and fold it over and double check to make sure both sides are symmetrical. I had a couple of little bumps that were sticking out, so just to fold it over, quick little trim, and you've got two sides that are perfectly symmetrical. That glue is going to do a great job of bonding those two pieces of leather together, but it's going to be used a lot and hopefully for a long time. So let's go ahead and stitch the project together to make sure that it's never going to separate. Go ahead and grab your wing dividers and set them to roughly 1/8 of an inch. Then mark your stitch line all the way around the project. Then you can grab your stitching chisels and start working your way around creating those holes for our stitches. That curve's pretty tight, so you're probably not going to be able to use your 2-tine chisel to create those holes. You're probably going to have to do it one at a time. So you can either use your wing dividers to mark the holes, or you can use your 2-tine and then switch to your 1 to create the individual holes. But either way, that's a pretty tight curve right there. You're probably going to have to use your single-tine chisel. Once that's done, we can go ahead and start stitching it together. And as always, I'm going to point you over to Chuck's video. He did a fantastic video on how to saddle stitch a project. It's perfect for this one, so I'm going to point you over there. We'll put a link in the description so it's really easy to find. One last touch up and we're done. I'm going to take some very light sandpaper and smooth out any of the little burrs on the edge. It doesn't take much, and if you overdo it, you'll end up with some fuzzy edges, so keep it light. Once you go over it, just use your finger to massage the oils back into the edges, and we're done. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I will see you in the next one. In the meantime, go make something amazing.